I'd like to call the meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Cicchini?
Here.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Here.
Mrs. Deli?
Here.
Mrs. Malafide is not here. Mrs. Simmons?
Here.
Mrs. Tortorella? Here. Mrs. Whitty?
Here.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Here.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Would you please join me in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Sussex-Wantage Regional School District Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the school building and notice of said meeting sent to the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger.
The Sussex-Wantage Regional School District is a responsive, caring, child-centered community. Our mission is to educate each individual to become a confident, competent, lifelong learner and productive, responsible citizen by providing challenging opportunities in a safe environment through a partnership of families, schools, and communities.
Thank you, Mrs. Whitty. We will move on to the report of the superintendent of schools.
Thank you, Mr. D'Agostino. I'd like to invite up Mr. Schwartz to present this month's Students of the Month.
Good evening, Mr. Gall, Mr. D'Agostino, members of our Board of Education, and members in our audience tonight. I feel that it is important to note and recognize that in addition to our Students of the Month this year, our staff is also working to highlight Students of the Week throughout the building. This initiative is new this year, and we are excited about the opportunity to identify and acknowledge all of the great things happening throughout our building on a weekly basis. Tonight, our Students of the Month have come highly recommended by their teachers and demonstrate many of the values that we hold in high regard within our school. These values include respect, responsibility, effort, and empathy. As I present each student with a certificate this evening, you will clearly see how they demonstrate each of these values and all that they add to our school community. The 6th grade Student of the Month is Ayla Mancini. Ayla stated that her favorite subject area is math. Ayla has always felt strong in this content area and has had great experiences in our math classes along the way. Ayla is a kind-hearted individual and is looking to explore a career field where she can help others. She has always had a tremendous amount of care and compassion towards children and thinks that a pediatrician may be a great career option someday. Outside of school, Ayla can be found horseback riding, a hobby that she started a few years ago, or singing in the SMS choir or church choir. Ayla's teacher stated the following when recommending her for Student of the Month. Ayla is a polite, friendly, and responsible young lady who always demonstrates kindness, helpfulness, and a positive attitude. She puts forth her best effort into her schoolwork, welcomes feedback, and works well with all of her peers. It is with great pride that I introduce Ayla as the 6th grade Student of the Month. In 7th grade, our Student of the Month is Clay Lebansky. Clay's teachers describe him as a consistently hardworking student. He understands his responsibilities, presents a desire to do well, and performs well in all subject areas. Clay will continue to find success with his effort and attitude, and we are looking forward to seeing all that he will achieve in the future. While Clay hopes to become a biologist someday, here at SMS, Clay has a passion for social studies, where he takes a particular interest in ancient Greek and Roman civilizations. The sophistication of these civilizations and all that we have learned from them is something that he has always enjoyed. Clay is an active young man in and outside of school. He enjoys playing baseball, where he was a part of his summer all-star team, basketball, drawing, playing video games, and camping with his family. I can say that we are all excited to see what Clay will accomplish during his 7th and 8th grade years here at SMS. It is with great pride that I introduce Clay as the 7th grade student of the month. In 8th grade, our student of the month recipient is Kira Ravella. When I sat with Kira, she told me that her favorite class was language arts. She enjoys all the opportunities she has to select different books and read over the years, and has truly enjoyed her experience this year with her teacher. When asked what career path she might like to pursue when she gets older, she indicated that she would like to follow her passion to become a lawyer someday. She understands how much hard work this may take, and she's certainly up for the challenge. Kira has many different interests and is truly a well-rounded young lady. She enjoys soccer, a sport that she is looking to play at high school level, volleyball, chorus, as well as painting and reading in her spare time. Kira's teacher stated the following: she is a conscientious student who strives every day to be a good example to her peers in class. She is kind, always greeting you with a smile, and embodies the values of a hardworking student. She is respectful, caring, and shows effort in all of her life. We know she is going to continue to excel the rest of the year and beyond in high school. It is with great pride that I introduce Kira as the 8th grade student of the month.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Just to report out on a few district happenings. Special thanks to Mrs. Winfield, Mrs. Potts for coordinating this year's Treps. It was a really well attended and great event. It's probably one of my favorite personal events throughout the school year. And despite COVID and things like that, when we didn't offer it, even before that, I've been to pretty much every Treps we've offered in the district in my 16, 17, 18 years here. And this was by far the most well attended one I've seen in a really long time. So kudos to all the kids who participated. Thank you to all the parents and staff for being patient with the new pre-K expansion process. Folks have been notified of acceptance. They also got, if you weren't drawn in the lottery, you were notified as well. I anticipate class placement notifications going out on Monday, so look forward to that. Special thanks, as always, to Lucia Stevenson and Diane Barbieri for this year's book fair. They keep coming back doing it, even though their children aren't necessarily associated with the district as much anymore. Tree lighting tomorrow at West, 7 o'clock. Please get there early. I personally tested that tree last night and for a couple nights before that. It's working, it's great. Special thanks to the fire department. It looks to me like there's twice as many lights on there than there's always been, so it's going to be a really nice event. At this time, if you didn't want to stay for the duration of the meeting, we always encourage you to do that. But if you didn't want to, now would be the opportune time to depart. We're going to take a little bit of an intermission that we can set up for some of Mrs. Frieda's students who present tonight. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Mrs. Frida. I've been teaching here at Sussex Middle School since, let's see, 2005. I switched to technology this year, and I'm very excited to bring you some presentations that I had the sixth grades work on. It's called, the project was called Techno Travel. And what was so great about this particular project is that students learned about travel and tourism, and then they picked a destination and they were planning a 2-day itinerary. This particular project not only requires that the students research and they learn about a destination, but then they take that information and they put it into a Google slideshow, which becomes an advertisement to get people to come on their particular trip. And then they presented it, so you're not only having technology skills using Google Slides, but they're researching, they're editing, and it was also important that I told them that to use like really great strong adjectives to entice people for coming on the trip. So they learned that, and then they came up and they presented it, and it's a form of marketing. So these are skills that they can use not only in their career, but also marketing themselves. I was floored by the work of these sixth graders. These three presentations, doing presentations with my social studies classes, were some of the best presentations I've seen in 20 years. And I asked these students if they would be interested in presenting it to the board, and of course they were. So you will be visiting today Paris, Disney World, and Manhattan. But even though Manhattan is local, the girls that have been doing Manhattan made it so exciting. So you're going to be going first to Paris, and I would like to bring up Sierra Tanis and Brogan Flitch.
So our destination is Paris, France,
Our travel agency is Destination Dreams
and travel agents are Sierra Tanis.
and Brogan Lynch.
This is our travel itinerary.
On Saturday, we're going to the Seine River for lunch. After lunch, we're going to the Museum du Louvre. After dinner, we're going to the Eiffel Tower and Jules Verne.
On Sunday, after breakfast, you're going to go to Notre Dame. Then after lunch, Disneyland. And after dinner, you're going to relax at home and enjoy the Paris view. Paris, France getaway. Did you know that the French consume over 40 liters of wine a year? And in France, you can eat a different type of cheese every day of the year.
Paris is always ready to have you. Most tourists visit between May and September, but winter is also a great time to visit. Seine River. With the heat of Paris beating all over your body, take a nice relaxing trip down the Seine River while browsing the glamorous bridges, the Eiffel Tower, and more.
Museum of Louvre. One of the largest, oldest, and grandest museums in the world. The Museum of Louvre has treasures of the Mona Lisa, Venus de Milo, Winged Victory, and more Greek and Roman statues and paintings.
The Eiffel Tower. See the bright lights light up like the stars. When you start to get hungry, you can visit El Jules Verne, a 5-star restaurant located on the 2nd floor of the Eiffel Tower. While eating your perfectly cooked and seasoned steak, you can look out the window and examine the view, or watch the light show display go off right in front of you.
Notre Dame. The Notre Dame Cathedral Paris, meaning Our Lady of Paris, is a French Gothic architecture. It was built in the 12th century, and this monument has witnessed multiple historic events. Outside the cathedral, you can admire its grand exterior, which is framed by a beautiful pair of bell towers, stained glass windows, and a decorated facade of grand statues.
Disneyland Paris. On your last day in Paris, visit the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. Fill your stomach with delicious treats straight from Paris and enjoy watching your kids have the time of their lives.
Last day in Paris. Before you say au revoir to Paris, have one last relaxing night at home. Maybe binge watch your favorite show, pop some popcorn, and marvel at the beautiful Paris view.
So this is the country of France in Europe, and located on the star is the city of Paris.
And here are some other places that you could go. So Arc de Triomphe, there's the Eiffel Tower, and there's also a lot more.
So I quote that we have there is London is a riddle, Paris is an explanation by G.K. Chesterton.
And for more information, you can visit that website. That's it.
So Vivi, I hope you enjoyed our trip to Paris. Now we are going to go to Disney World with Trevor Bernice.
Hello, as you can tell from what Miss Frida had said before, in this gorgeous picture, I am presenting about Walt Disney World by me, Trevor Bernice. My itinerary. On Saturday, we will have breakfast at Chef Mickey's. Then we will head over to Epcot, have a little bit of a snack at the park, then head over to Magic Kingdom, have dinner at the Crystal Palace, then watch the Happily Ever After fireworks. Then on Sunday, once again, we will be returning to Chef Mickey's for breakfast, head over to Animal Kingdom, have a bit of a snack at the park, go over to Hollywood Studios, have dinner at the 50s Primetime Cafe. Make sure to eat your vegetables, kids. And then watch the fantastic fireworks. Walt Disney World. Once you enter the resort, your magical adventure begins. From the moment you enter your hotel, the Contemporary, you are greeted by the gorgeous mural by Mary Blair. Then you will hop on the monorail and go to Magic Kingdom. Once you enter the park, you will walk down Main Street, USA, and you will be captivated by the gorgeous Cinderella Castle. Epcot. Epcot, or Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. As you enter Epcot, you will see one of the largest structures Disney has ever built, Spaceship Earth. If you walk over to World Showcase, you can ride on the popular rides Frozen Ever After and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Epcot Continuation Site. Inside World Discovery, you can ride the new and very popular roller coaster Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Now, in World Nature, walk through the all-new Moana-themed nature trail Journey of Water. Magic Kingdom! When you enter the Magic Kingdom, the giant Cinderella Castle will greet you at the start of your day. In Tomorrowland, you can ride on the inside roller coaster Space Mountain. Magic Kingdom Continuation Slide! In Fantasyland, you can ride on the very cute and sometimes scary It's a Small World. In Adventureland, you can ride on the Jungle Cruise and or the Pirates of the Caribbean. Good day, matey. The Happily Ever After fireworks. Watch at night as Cinderella Castle is glittering with color as the fireworks shine above. One of the best parts is you get to listen to your favorite Disney songs. Once you enter Animal Kingdom, you will be amazed by the beautiful Tree of Life. You can meet all of your favorite animals from all over the world. Do you like Avatar? Then you will love the exclusive land, Pandora World of Avatar. You can escape from the Yeti as you ride the roller coaster Expedition Everest. Hollywood Studios. Have you ever wanted to go to Hollywood? Well, in Orlando, Florida, you have a chance to see Hollywood at Disney's Hollywood Studios. If you like Mickey Mouse, then you will love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Do you like a good scare? then you will love. Then the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is the ride for you. Hollywood Studios Continuation Slide! In Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you have two rides, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance. In Toy Story Land, there are three rides, Toy Story Mania, Slinky Dog Dash, and Alien Swirling Saucers. Fantasmic. Watch the magical experience of Fantasmic. This nighttime spectacular includes Disney songs, Disney villains, a dragon, and your favorite Disney characters. Watch as Mickey Mouse attempts to defeat Maleficent. Maps! So, over on the right, we have a picture of the property of Walt Disney World, which is larger than the size of Manhattan. And right where that little diamond is where Disney World is located on the map. To learn more, you can go on disneyworld.disneyworld.com to find more information.
Hope you enjoyed. You've been circling the globe here. We've gone to Paris, we've gone to Disney World, and then we're going to head over to Manhattan. And the girls told me they would like to introduce themselves. So I'm going to, Lillian and Nora are going to introduce themselves and take you on an excursion to New York City.
Alright, so we are a travel agency called City Views Travel Agency. I'm Lily.
And I'm Nora.
And we will be going to Manhattan, New York City. So our travel itinerary.
First, on Saturday, breakfast will be the Little Canal Cafe. Lunch, we will explore Chinatown. And dinner is Broadway.
And then on Sunday, we're gonna have breakfast at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It opens at 10 o'clock. Then lunch, you're gonna still be at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And then dinner at the Met, and it closes at 5. And don't worry, there is a cafe, so you can eat all your meals there.
Did you know the ice cream cone was invented in New York City?
New York City. NYC, short for New York City, is a popular destination for people of all kinds. It has been called things such as the Big Apple and the city that never sleeps. Did you know that over 8 million people live in New York City? Approximately 1,629 million of those people reside in Manhattan, one of the 5 boroughs of NYC. NYC is filled with beautiful art and fascinating culture. Start your journey today.
Little Canal Cafe. Little Canal Cafe is just 11 minutes from Chinatown, which is their main attraction for Saturday. This cute little spot opens from early morning until late at night. Chinatown. Chinatown is famous for their special lanterns that come from ancient Chinese culture. One of the reasons Chinatown is so popular is their exotic and wide range of foods. Chinatown is also popular for their many shops. If you like fascinating history, delicious food, and cheap shopping, Chinatown is a day well spent in our place.
Broadway. Did you know there are 41 professional theaters in Manhattan, New York? There is a variety of over 40 shows for you to pick from and enjoy. And right there we have the playbills featuring some of the most popular shows: The Lion King, Beetlejuice, Wicked, Frozen. Metropolitan Museum of Art, shortened to the Met. The Met features over 1.5 million works of art, spanning from 75,000 BC to today. You can eat lunch at the Met Cafe, and you can see the Egyptians.
Explore New York City. More places to explore is the Statue of Liberty, Fifth Avenue, Empire State Building, and Central Park.
It's in New York City. It is in the state of New York in the USA, and we'll be going to specifically Manhattan. And it's sources.
So,
The end.
slideshows, and I hope that you enjoyed visiting Paris, Disney World, and New York City. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, Mrs. Frieda, and all the students for presenting. I mean, the level of enthusiasm, I think we're all probably ready to buy a timeshare. I'm grateful Mrs. Gall's not in the audience because I look at my credit card statement tomorrow. She's going to book up trips all over the place. But really well done. It's also great for Mr. Gall to get to see you growing up. You've grown up to be really, really remarkable young people. I mean, Brogan, you used to run my bus lines in second grade. So, really outstanding job. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, very well done.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gall, for your report. I would like to happily announce that we have, as of last night, tentatively reached an agreement with our Teachers Association, our union, SWIA. So stay tuned for more on that, but we're happy to put that behind us and focus on all of the good things happening in Sussex-Wantage. At this time, we'll move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district.
Well, Lisa Farrenfeld, president for SWIA. I just wanted to say a statement as well. So on June 30th of this year, SWIA and the Board of Education's agreement expired. Our secretary, security guards, and custodians maintenance personnel continued to work through the summer to ensure the building was ready for a September opening. Your teachers and staff began the year with all the energy and excitement to spark our students' love of learning, the love that we hope that will guide them throughout the school year and into their future. But we did grow increasingly concerned when our discussions at the table stalled. We began questioning how much our community values us, how much do they respect the work that we tirelessly perform. But last night, with the assistance of a state mediator, the Sussex-Wantage Education Association and the Board of Education came together to reach a just and fair agreement that recognizes our values as educators and professionals in the Sussex-Wantage Township community. While the process was not easy at times, it reaffirms a very clear statement of support for the amazing schools that represent the Sussex-Wantage district. We thank everyone who showed their support last night and in the past several months. We had over 100 members and their families braving the cold weather to show their positive support in hopes of reaching a contract agreement that is justly deserved. And we did accomplish that. So we look forward to presenting that agreement so it can be appropriately ratified, so we can move forward doing what we do best, which is teaching and serving the students of the Sussex-Wantage community. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Is there any other audience remarks?
Good evening, everybody. Barbara Wolstein from Montague. And I'm addressing agenda item 16 on page 5. I'd like to say I was reviewing the agenda that was online for the 48 hours post the meeting, which is required in sunshine law, and it's missing a lot of details. So the public who goes online to look at an agenda that wants to know what's going to be done at the meeting can't if they live in Sussex-Wantage. Because you don't post that. What you post is that you're going to, what was your exact words? Presentation of agenda items. I can proudly say that in Montague, the residents not only see the resolutions that we are going to put 48 hours before the meeting, but they also get to see our bill list, they get to see any attachments, they're all posted online. Our meetings are also open to the public online, and people can call in and talk to us in case they still don't want to come to the building or but what we found is we had more people watching, so we decided to keep the meetings going. And I'll bring it back to number 16. Would have loved to know about this, so I can better prepare for tonight, but I'm gonna give you a few nuggets to think about. So you've chosen a company that's located in Bordentown, New Jersey, and the people of that company are not school bus transportation professionals. Not one of them lists that in their credentials on their website. The amount of $2,300 doesn't seem to be a large amount, but it certainly indicates that this situation with the bus stop regarding the Gunther children probably could have been handled a year ago and should have been handled a year ago. And I appreciate the ability of the board to look and finally respond to 2,000 signatures, constant presence by this family at this meeting, pressure from myself to talk about and get a dialogue going and try to get this bus stop changed. This is still unsafe. This company doesn't know our roads in Sussex County. So the public might ask, who can you go with? There's another company which I researched for my own purposes, and then Student Transportation Consulting Advisory Firm, TAS. Located in New York, not too far from here. And then you go onto their website, on the TAS website, you can quickly find a list of all of the people that have used them. Because they're very transparent and they do nothing but public contractors, school transportation. In fact, yellow is the color of the vehicles on their website. They have worked in New Jersey with Branchburg, Brick, East Windsor, Edison Township, Hazlitt, several other ones, but let's get to some closer to home. Roxbury, Sparta, West Milford. So in Sparta and West Milford, we have very similar roads, especially West Milford, to their road. I think we probably could have picked a better company that was gonna come out and do this, and I would ask you to do your due diligence. Not that I don't want their bus stop changed tomorrow. I would love for you to walk out of here tonight, change their bus stop tomorrow. But if you're gonna hire a company, hire one that does the job, not one that's down in South Jersey and Bordentown. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to elaborate on TAS. Thank you for the suggestion. I met with them in school boards. They are a comprehensive company. We're potentially considering them at the end of the year to do, more comprehensive audits. But I believe this company, for us, an example that they conducted at Bonnie with their High Point runs during that transition.
We're
Are there
not
any other
listed-
audience remarks?
We're not listed on their services provided, and they did not consult with Montague. And if they did so through a previous superintendent who didn't record anything.
Yes, I can't speak to that, but I believe the
Well-
board has the example of the study.
And as I said, it's not something that's on
Ma'am,
record
your
publicly.
public comments
He-
over.
Nick, he spoke to me. Really? You're not gonna allow me to respond?
You can respond at the next public comments. Do you have people respond at your meetings from the audience?
But he did speak to me. Thank you.
Are there any other audience remarks? Seeing none, we will move on to the presentation, board secretary certification, please.
Pursuant to NJAC 6A23A-16.10C3, I certify that as of October 31st, 2023, no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of NJAC 6A23A-16.10A.
Thank you, Mrs. Riker. We'll move on to the approval of board minutes for October 19th, 2023, regular and executive session. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll motion.
Is there a second? Any discussion on board minutes? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli? Yes. Mrs. Cooper Trinidad? Yes. Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Porterella?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry? Yes. Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
All right, we are going to move on to the presentation of agenda items. We have no need for executive session on agenda items.
Thank you, Mr. D'Agostino. Under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 3.
Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Thank you. Any discussion on personnel? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under policy, I'd like to move items 1 and 2.
Is there a motion for policy?
I'll make motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on policy? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 16.
Looking for a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on finance?
I feel confident in saying on behalf of our board that after many, many hours of deliberation, we believe the majority of the board, with the support of our executive county business official, feel comfortable that the Greenville Mount Salem bus stop is in fact a safe bus stop. And have chosen to wait until such time when all of our bus routes and stops can be reviewed and possibly reevaluated in the future.
Thank you, Mrs. Whitty. Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, I would like to
Yes.
say something about item number 16 as well. When we received the proposal to analyze the bus stop, we didn't think it'd be a good thing, but in the meantime, we did receive notice from Neil Kramer, the executive county business administrator, that deemed the stop as safe. So with that being said, it doesn't make fiscal sense to me to pay money to have another company come out and give us the same information that the county business administrator has already given us.
Is there any other discussion on number 16? I think too, I want to reiterate what Mrs. Whitty has said in the past, that if the bus company didn't think it was safe, I don't believe that they would stop there. There were also 3 other alternative bus stops offered, if this one was not desired. So that being said, that's again number 16. And we'll take a roll call, please.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes on numbers 1 through 15, no to number 16.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes on 1 through 15, no for 16.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad? Yes. Mrs. Deli?
Yes on, abstaining from number 2. Yes on number 1 through 15, no to 16.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yeah, yes, 1 through 15 and no to 16.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Gonna abstain on number 2, check number 45162, yes to the rest.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
No on number 16, yes on the rest.
Can you give the results of 16, please?
I'll give the results for everything. Motion, items 1 through 15 carry and number 16 does not.
Under special services, I'd like to move items 1 through 12.
Looking for a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under curriculum, I'd like to move item number 1.
Is there a motion on curriculum?
I'll motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on curriculum? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli? Yes. Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Refer to the addendum under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 8.
Is there a motion? Thank you. Is there a second? Any discussion on personnel on the addendum? Roll call please.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
On the addendum under policy, I'd like to move item 22.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons? Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 5.
Is there a motion on finance?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons? Yes. Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under special services, I'd like to move item 22.
Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on special services on the agenda? Roll call please.
Mrs. Deli? Yes. Ms. Tortorella?
Yes.
Ms. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And under curriculum on the addendum, I'd like to move item number 1.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Ms. Tortorella?
Yes.
Ms. Chikini?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this time, we will move on to unfinished business. Does anyone on the board have any unfinished business they would like to discuss?
I just have a question. Is there any update on, meeting with the city council?
I'll touch base with Mrs. Weiss. Things have been a little strange.
Any other unfinished business? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Does anyone have any new business? Seeing none, we will move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district. Are there any audience remarks? Seeing none,
I'm done.
okay, sorry, we have one.
So as I said before, Barbara Holstein, Montague, obviously extremely disappointed in your vote number 16. Although I don't think you chose a good company to place on your agenda. I think you probably could have gone with a better company. I think you could have done something that you've been indicating for months that you were gonna do to this family and to the public and actually conduct a transportation audit, because that was the scapegoat that you used for yourselves over the summer, all year long. If I had chronologically gone through communications, it was never about the safety of the bus stop in the beginning, it was about Havens not being able to turn around in New York. It was about then they're selling the company, just wait till they sell the company and we'll do it then. Promises were made, just like the meeting that was done prior to the election over the summer, where Nick went and met with people and discussed this with this family, made them a promise, signed her petition. You're such a fool. You think people don't see through you? You think people supported you? You came in a very distant third. And you used scare tactics to scare the entire community about your teachers here. You caused the division with your teachers here. You made it sound like they don't support families. You made it sound like they don't support parental rights. I don't actually see any of that going on, with the exception of the video that was displayed for the board in January or December, of 2022. You guys don't like the fact that this family has been relentless to stand up for what they believe their children need. Not want, not deserve, not entitled to. They need a safe bus stop. The bus stop used to be out there until someone changed it because there were no children, which is a logical thing. Why would you send a bus out there if there's no children out there? But you have a family that moved in and potentially another family moving in right just past their house. What are you gonna do then? And every one of you that voted it down, and I'll get to Neil Kramer in a moment, because I also had a conversation with Neil Kramer. Neil Kramer, when I asked him, would you want your children, because he went out there, he told me he went out there, would you want your kids, your grandkids standing at that stop? He couldn't answer me. He said, that's not my purview. So the answer is no. Because if the answer had been a solid yes, he would have just said, yeah, sure, I have no problem with my grandkids or my kids standing there. So it's very troublesome that you are denying not only a transportation study that would be worthwhile, because you've had a number of other people come in here and talk about children crossing Route 23, children crossing 284, children crossing 519. These are 50-mile-an-hour, 45-mile-an-hour roads. I had a driver call me on the radio tonight. She's dropping off after school kids, their after school program. Oh my God. The two cars just ran my reds. And I stopped the third car. Thank God the child wasn't crossing the street. She reached out to me on the radio just because she was so shaken. I said, it's okay. You kept the kids safe. They're safe in your bus. This is a very dangerous job. These are very dangerous situations, and seconds are all it takes to take a life. You're not being bullied. You're not being berated for not understanding. You're not doing your due diligence. And the vote showed that tonight. And hopefully, with new blood coming on the board, new voices, you'll see some change. You'll see some people that act as independently elected representatives and not rubber stamps for your board president. And pray to God you change your board president right now. I want to give you another thought on this. A safe bus stop, as defined by New Jersey code, is one that both the sight distance of that bus stop in any direction that the roads travel is good. Mount Salem Road does not have good sight distance. Safe place to wait for the bus. The addition of 18 inches of blacktop doesn't create a safe spot for them to stand. So I will do everything I can, as I have been, including now looking for attorneys to help fight this battle with you guys. Thank you.
Are there any other audience remarks? Seeing none, we will be going into the Sure, of course.
While we're here and I have the opportunity, not that it may matter to many or any, but I wanted to make it public that the township did go up there and the township did put down blacktop. They cut the weeds back, and not only putting in blacktop, they also made a drain in it so that when the weather is bad, it's raining or snowing and the ice is there, it can drain, it drains off. So the township has helped to better the bus stop that was already there, which had been deemed to be found safe.
Thank you, Mrs. Woody. We are going to go into executive session on non-agenda items. No action will be taken.
I do anticipate some action to be taken unrelated to anything on the agenda.
Alright, so action will be taken and approximately 20 approximately 20 minutes. Can I get a resolution, please, Mrs. Wright?
Whereas pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, the Sussex-Wantage Regional Board of Education may exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting at which the is any of the matters described in NJSA 10-4-12B 1-9. Now therefore be it resolved that the Sussex-Wantage Regional Board of Education shall enter into closed session to discuss legal and personnel matters. Now therefore be it further resolved by the Sussex-Wantage Regional Board of Education that pursuant to NJSA 10-4-13B, the time when and the circumstances under which the discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public is when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Is there a motion to enter executive session?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, abstained? All right, we'll be back in about 20 minutes. in public session. Mrs. Wright, we have a resolution.
Whereas the Board of Education held an HIV hearing on November 16, 2023 regarding HIV investigation number SMS number 4 and SMS number 5. And whereas the Board of Education held its decision in abeyance to allow the parent of the other involved student to appear before the Board of Education, and now be it resolved after having provided the parents of the involved students with an opportunity to appear before it, and be it further resolved that after considering the relevant information and deliberating, the Board of Education affirms the determination of the district regarding HIV investigation numbers SMS 4 and SMS 5.
Thank you. Looking for a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Cicchini?
Yes.
Mrs. Jelly? Yes. Mrs. Tortorella? Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Zilbari?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Now I will look for a motion to adjourn, please. Is there a second?
Well, second.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you for coming, everybody. Have a good night.